All right, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Candlebright. So they're calling this one a Barleywine Style Ale. It comes in at 12% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed, time of review. This can is exactly 1 year old. Now I'm gonna give a huge thanks and shout out once again to Hop Butcher for hooking me up with this one. They sent me this beer in late 2020. It was one of the final beer mails I got from them before the channel went on hiatus in late 2020 and then most of 2021. And a lot of the beers they sent me in late 2020, I did not review, but I drank them and posted them on tap. But this one I specifically wanted to save. Now, I didn't plan on reviewing this one exactly a year later. Until about the middle of 2021, I was like, I still have that beer. Wouldn't it be cool if I just waited until the 1 year mark of the canned on date? And I did, and here we are. So this was canned on December 8th of 2020, and today is December 8th of 2021. I don't know when you'll see this one. You might see this one in early 2022, maybe late 2021. I don't know when I'm gonna post it, but just let it be known this is 1 year old. And I don't know if this is an English style barley wine or American style barley wine. I purposely went on my way to not look at anybody's reviews from fellow beer tubers and whatnot. I saw recently Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews as part of his barley wine week he did, which by the time you see this will be like 2 or 3 months ago. I did not watch that one. I did not watch it. I want to watch it after I review this because he aged it as well and want to see what it's all about. So we're going to crack this one open, get in the glass, and hopefully it's delicious. I'm thinking it will be, but who knows? We'll see. I love that Hop Butcher did a barley wine though. 12% barley wine too. So yeah, that's pouring out like a barley wine. Yeah, it's looking beautiful. We're not going to pour the entire thing. I mean, I poured a lot already using the holiday glass because, again, we're in December. Why not? So, yeah, that has a really murky... You know what that actually looks like in the glass? It looks like melted down caramel. That's what it looks like. Now, it's going to probably be duller on camera, maybe a little bit darker, but in person, it looks like someone melted down caramel. It's brown, it's red, it just has like a reddish kind of hue here, but it's like straight up brown. Has about a half finger to 3/4 finger of a straight up tan colored head. You know, tightly compact bubbles, a couple big ones, but it looks like melted down caramel. Like for a barley wine, it looks like dirty and whatnot, and that's kind of what I like. So let's get a nose. Holy shit, that smells amazing. Oh my God, it's tons of caramelized sugar. It's a shit ton of caramel, but then there's toffee, there's a little bit of butterscotch, but mostly caramel. It kind of has a sugar daddy vibe. Shout out to a good friend of mine, a fellow beer tuber, Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews. Sugar daddies, raisinets. It has dark, dried fruit, like there's raisins, little bit of like a date, black cherry, touch of fig. Oh man, this smells dynamite, honestly. I don't know what this smelled like fresh, but I'll tell you right now, I'm getting English barley wine vibes without question. There's no real like bitterness or any hop character here to speak of. There's just a big, like, there's like a toasted malt. I was going to say there's like a big toasted malt. It's not big, but there's like a toasted malt, a kind of like toasted brown bread type of thing going on. That's underlying though. Oh my, I just want to sit here and huff on this one. This smells awesome. If they made a candle out of this one, Candlebright, if they made a candle on this one, give it to me. Yeah, it smells awesome. It smells rich. It smells malty. It smells sweet. It's making my mouth water. I think this is going to be right in the wheelhouse of what I enjoy from barley wine. So let's see if it is. Cheers, and thanks again to Hop Butcher. I don't know if they expected me to review this one a year after they sent it to me, but here we are. You know, there's one thing that's really hard for anyone to do, and that's make this guy speechless and shut up for more than a couple seconds. Man, this is fucking delicious. The only knock I would have on it, just from the first couple sips, is the body's a bit thin for something that's 12%. I would say this is like higher side of medium, lower side of full. Something like this, I want it to be full bodied. I don't need it to be super like thick and like syrupy, but I want a little bit body. it is a bit thin. Maybe the aging has done that, but a bit thin. The mouthfeel, there's a decent amount of carbonation, but it's really smooth, especially on the finish. Like right up front, you're hit with that spritzy carbonation, but then on the finish, it just smooths out, glides down the palate. Dude, the flavors are just spectacular. They're spectacular. There's a beautiful mix of caramelized sugars with that like toasted brown bread, but then dried fruits. So I get caramel, toffee, butterscotch, a little bit of brown sugar, and then that toasted kind of quality hits right after that malt sweetness and the malt characters. And then right after that's where I'm hit with like not even a 1-2, like a 1-2-3 punch, where it's that malty sweet goodness of all that caramelized sugar. Then the malt continues on with more of the toasted like malt quality. And then right after that is where you get I'm getting like a big pop of like sweet or dark cherry, but like dried raisins for sure. Sugar daddy meets raisinets type of like candy kind of. It's not candy. It's not a confectionery sweetness. It's more of like a robust adult sweetness where this is like an adult dessert as opposed to like a straight up candy bar or something. Even though I'm mentioning sugar daddy and raisinets, maybe this has more like a creme brulee type of vibe, with a little bit of like, there's an underlying like vanilla tinge. It's just, the malt complexity in this beer is fucking ridiculous. Like, it's fantastic. It's the first half of my palate is like a 5 out of 5 all day. Then after all that goodness, so the dark fruits, dried black cherry or dried just cherry in general, raisins, I'm going to say more of like a date than a fig. And then middle of the palate to the end of the palate's where this beer kind of balances out and makes it where it's drinkable and not just straight on super sweet, because this could be cloying if there wasn't anything to balance it out. To me, there's a generic like earthy, almost floral type of hop character. And this one finishes mildly bitter, but it has a pretty big dryness. Like I'm getting like a semi-dried, almost full-on dry finish. So all that malt sweetness hits at the forefront, and it's so complex, like I said. But on the second half of the palate, that's where it dries out quite a bit, and then you're getting a little bit of that earthy kind of bitterness. And yeah. 12%, not even close on the palate. There's no burn like the back of the throat. There's no astringency. There's no sharpness. There's nothing on the palate. Like if you were drinking this, and again, I'm a seasoned craft beer drinker, but somebody who's drank a shit ton of barley wine, I know this is bigger just from the characters I'm getting into it. And I'm getting a warming into the chest and the stomach and whatnot. But like on the palate, if we're drinking this, there's no fucking way I'd say 12% blind. I'd say like 10. It hides it extremely well. And this is just there's not much more to say about this one other than I love this beer. Again, I don't know what other people have said about this one. I don't know if anybody aged it other than Kyle. I really got to go see Kyle's review. But for something that's not aged in a barrel, doesn't have any adjuncts, and just added, it's core 4. I'm pretty sure it's just core 4 here. You're talking, water, malt, yeast, and hops. This is fucking spectacular. This is spectacular to my palate. I don't have anything else to say about this one. It's fucking divine. This is one of the best beers I've had from Hop Butcher. I'm not going to give it a 5 out of 5 only because, and this is the only reason, I think it's a bit thin on the body. That is my only knock. I think the thinness on the body is the only thing keeping this from me going absolutely fucking nuts over it and giving it a 5 out of 5. But it's damn close. So I'm going to give Candlebright from Hop Butcher, and I just saw the tasting notes, which I will read. Settle down, Gloomy Sheeper. I will give this one a, I'm going to go high 4.75 out of 5, 4.8 out of 5 all fucking day long for this beer. We'll go to tasting notes so I don't forget. Sweet caramel. Yeah, I mean, if you drink this beer and you don't get caramel or some kind of caramelized sugar, whether it's caramel, toffee, maybe butterscotch, things of that nature, then I don't know, your palate's broken. Mine's not the greatest, but I'm telling you, you would definitely get caramel or something in that vein. Toasted barley, yeah, that's where I said like that toasted white bread. Wouldn't necessarily say toasted barley, but that's pretty much what it is. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the second tasting note for me. We'll see what the third one is, but the second one, I would probably put that second, and then we'll see if third they have what I expect. Ripened dark fruits, yeah. for sure. But to me, it's not ripened. It's more like a dried dark fruit. But you know, they're in the vein. Yeah, they nailed the tasting notes on this one. This is, listen, you know, I sing the praises of Hop Butcher. Their hop forward beers are delicious. They make some tasty low ABV lagers. They're big pastry, 10.5% pastry stouts, really good. This just proves to me they can make fucking great beer in general. Like, they stick to, you know, a handful of different styles, a lot of them popular and what people want to drink. But like, busting something out like this, like, I didn't check the Untappd ratings, but I would say that this beer probably doesn't get over a 4. If it does, probably slightly over 4. I can't see people going nuts about this because barley wines are one of those styles where, like, it grows on you. Like, you have to have enough barley wines to, I think, kind of love the style. And when I first had a barley wine, I was like, what is this? I don't know, too much malt. And then I grew to love them. It's an acquired taste without question. So I'll be curious to see what the Untappd check-in is. I would say it's under 4, but if not, just barely over 4. Not much more to say about it other than, you know, it's the holiday time. I'm reviewing this one, obviously, December 8th. And I just want to thank Jeremiah and everyone over at Hop Butcher for the continued support. Even during my health issues this year, you know, open heart surgery and everything, Jeremiah was so cool. And when I got back into the swing of things in September, like mid-September, he's like, "You ready for a box?" And I was like, "Yeah. No, I am." And he is such great guys over at Hop Butcher. Once I can make it out to Chicago and check out their new digs, which hopefully they're in by the end of this year, if not early 2022, I want to have a beer with Jeremiah and talk to him and, you know, meet the guy, because I love that Hop Butcher supports beer tubers, because not a lot of breweries do, so it's really cool. So it might be the 12% talking. It might be the fact that I like to talk. Regardless, this is probably a longer review, and I'm okay with it because a beer like this deserves a longer review. So, price point and availability, I have no idea on the price point. I'm pretty, you know, clued in when it comes to the prices of their other beers, but I have no idea what a can or a 4-pack of this costs. So, if anybody out there knows what they paid for a 4-pack of this, let me know. Availability, Hop Butcher all over the place now. So you if you really want Hop Butcher stuff, you can get it whether it's online or maybe going somewhere close that has distro. You might not be able to get everything they produce, but most of the stuff. And not much more to say about it. If you've had this one before, definitely let me know what you think about it. Especially if you had bought like a 4-pack and you drank a fresh one. Maybe you crack one of these open before the end of the year or like early 2022. I want to hear what you guys think about this one, because this is fucking delicious right now. It's drinking so well at a year old. I would be curious to see how this one ages down the line, 2, 3, 4, 5 decade from now. Like, could be amazing. It's amazing right now. So anyway, thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.